Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me on today's program, the 32nd edition of Your Earth Matters program. Sorry, we're a bit behind today due to some technical issue. And thank you so much once again for joining me. My name remains Labake, also known as Elizabeth. Today, there is no guest speaker. I'm actually the guest speaker today. And what we normally do during December periods is that we go through all the topic we've treated so far. So we call it recap. So in case you've missed one topic, this is the good time to have hints of the topic and what was discussed before now. But before we actually go into that, I want to actually appreciate everyone who has been there for us since day one, who has actually been sharing, commenting, giving us advice, supporting this Your Earth Matters program. So, and today, like I said earlier on, we're going to start from January, and we'll go from then to November. So the first topic, the topic that was treated in January, on the 28th of January 2020, was actually sharing experience. Sharing experience was actually a live scenario of a lady who actually sent us an email and asked for our opinion and advice on what she was going through. It was actually a live scenario that the lady could not come on the show and actually tell us, explain the reason, because if she does that, obviously the husband, the family, and everybody will be aware of what she was talking about. This lady actually explained that she was married for 7 years. She was blessed with 3 children, and obviously realized that the husband is actually, do we say, bisexual or gay. So I explained reasons why we actually treated the topic, because it was a serious topic, and she was getting depressed. She was emotionally down. She couldn't take a kid to the hospital, to the school, and obviously it was affecting her mental state. So the story is actually on Your Earth Matters page. If you want to see what happened, what was said, the advice people gave to her. So we call it sharing experience. And obviously, because it's a live, it wasn't a cook-up story, it was a live experience. The lady actually left the marriage because the husband actually confirmed he's gay actually. And obviously, she saw a lot of pictures. And obviously, there were a lot of ongoing issue in that marriage. Like, she realizes that whenever they want to make children, the husband is loving and caring. And obviously, whenever after that, the husband is like always happy being on his phone. And at the end of the day, she was opportune, out of curiosity. She has the opportunity to have a look, and she realized that the husband and this other party were exchanging nude pictures. And obviously, a lot of people phoned in to give their comment opinion, and she was be smart about it. She confronted the husband, but not in a closed door. She had other witnesses, obviously, because we understand what that could lead to. She's happy, she's safe, her children are safe. Thank you so much for everyone that actually gave their opinions and contribution. So we proceeded to February. In February, on the 9th of February, we treated narcissism. And that was actually a very lovely topic that was discussed by Dr. Olatunde Kasim. For those people who missed the program then, he described narcissism as a personality disorder, that people who are the traits, he said, they're selfish, they lack empathy. He also mentioned that they have grandiose self-importance and always in need of excessive admiration. Sorry, he said they have grandiose self-importance and always in need of excessive admiration or something. I missed that actually. So admiration. So they act in essence, I think that's the typo here there actually, sorry. In essence, what it was trying to say was that they want excessive, for people to admire them, for people to acknowledge them, for people to believe that whenever they do anything is never their fault. For instance, for somebody who is actually violent and obviously they don't see themselves as the perpetrator, it's always you that make me to beat you. It's always your fault. You got me upset and that was why I hit you. You understand? So he also talked about that this set of people, that they lack self-esteem. And obviously, they're kind of arrogant. They believe people are always jealous of them. Trust me, it's a very nice topic. If you want to read and hear from the horse's mouth, you can go on your Earth Matters page. Just scroll up to the 9th of February. You'll see where narcissism was discussed. So, moving forward, we actually moved to March. We all know what happened in March. There was a towards the end of March, we had this pandemic outbreak in everywhere over the world, which started from India, as we all know. And we were planning to actually treat a particular topic, but the same day that we were meant to actually do the Earth Matters program was the same day we started the lockdown in UK. So we couldn't actually treat. So what we did on that day, which was on the 24th of March, because the lockdown was going to start the 25th in UK. So we talked about infection control. So what we did on that show was that it was just me. I had the speaker on the radio show. So the speaker actually was a GP practitioner in the name of Dr. Kalon Amaprit. So he was actually, people that actually watched the show then could know that it was actually just talking. You could hear the audio. It wasn't here in person, because obviously what we tried to do was that we couldn't sit together because of the lockdown and the social distances and everything. So we talked about how to practice safe measure, as in terms of protecting yourself and protecting people around you. We talked about the spread of the coronavirus, how you can ensure you're keeping yourself, especially for the key workers that still need to go to work. And obviously, because of other people, it's not only nurses that are key workers, the people that work in transport, the lorry drivers, every other people, you know yourself. So it was actually a good start, because that was the beginning of the pandemic. So in April, we treated surviving COVID and the government benefit for those shielding, because obviously it was the early start of the COVID-19 thing. So that was actually, we had another GP practitioner who works in A&E in Queen's Hospital on the show, in the person of Dr. Adams Al-Kafaji. He works in A&E. Is actually, for people that in UK, you know this person, you see this person every now. So he talked about he went into details. He gave us link, because as at that time, a lot of people were asked to stay indoor, because a lot of people have physical health needs, and they were asked to actually shield. And some of them did not even know they're entitled to some government benefits. It was kind enough to search for the link. We shared the link, and obviously we told people that, look, it's not the coronavirus killing people, but it's actually the fact that a lot of people, for the fear of the coronavirus, they're feeling anxious, they panic, depression sets in, and obviously it was, and also on that program, I remember, we had a survivor. Somebody came on the show in the name of Fumi Bello Ogidon. Thank you so much, darling. She actually had, she tested positive, so she had the symptoms, and she shared her experience as well during the program. So if you want to hear more about it, because obviously we are in another third tier of we did not say lockdown actually, in terms of what you can do, how many people is allowed to stay in a place. So on the 19th of May, we realized a lot of nurses were dying, especially within the BAME minorities, the Black Asian ethnic group. And we were like, oh, what is happening? How come these people were dying, especially those people who are in the front lines. You know, a lot of people, because of the love they have for their community, they've actually retired. They came back. Because we were short of staff during the pandemic in UK, and a lot of people came back because they wanted to help, and we lost a lot of people. If you look at I'm not here to scare you. There was list of the nurses, the doctors, carers, support worker, that died. Even those people doing the admin jobs that died during the pandemic, and we're like, okay, hold on a minute. What happened? Where did we get it wrong? Then we realized that I have this beautiful lady, Sister Ibirunke Khadijat Quadri. She's actually like an advocate for the Black minority. She's worked everywhere. We're talking about somebody that has almost 25 something years of working experience in the nursing. She's been a manager. She's worked every trust. And obviously she came on the program. She talked about our health, our diet. We know ourselves. You aunties, you know yourselves. She actually encouraged us to eat healthy. She talked about, not every one of us actually, but majority of the healthcare professionals. She talked about how we need to prioritize our health. She talked about eating the right diet. She talked about, looking after ourselves in a nutshell, because it was, to some people actually, some people are not even aware they have some physical health problem. It was when the pandemic came in, and obviously when they started having the symptoms of coronavirus, and obviously they tested positive, they were ill, then obviously one thing led to another. Then they realized that some realized they are diabetic, some realized they have high blood pressure, some realized, a lot of physical health underlying conditions that they're not even aware of. Imagine somebody who is actually a healthcare professional, and the kind of food we eat. Some people, they just want to build this mansion in Nigeria, which I'm not saying is bad. Everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to have money. I'm not against it. But what we are saying is that when you work Monday to Sunday and you do a long shift, you realize you're not having a healthy breakfast. You realize what happened is that in the morning that you go into work, you have breakfast in McDonald's, which is burger, whatever. In the lunch, you have chicken and chips, and in the evening, probably you're ending up with pizza. So some people really, really don't prioritize and eat healthy. So she actually encouraged all healthcare professionals to always ensure that they prioritize their health and make sure we eat healthy. So we actually leave that, and we went to June, and in June we treated autism. Oh my God, I love that autism. I love the autism issue thing that we treated, because during the autism, I had one of my favorite psychiatric consultant on the show, which is actually Dr. Ogunsheye, Dr. Adewumi Ogunsheye. This man has varieties of experience. He's a consultant. He works in the general setting. If you go to King George, and obviously you have any physical health issue and you have mental health issue, you're meeting these people there. These are the people, when you see the psych liaison assessing you and they want you to see a doctor, you're seeing these people, the likes of these people. So he has varieties of experience, and he actually came to the program. He was the one that treated autism. Autism is something that a lot of people in Nigeria, they don't even acknowledge it. They don't know it. They don't talk about it. And is in UK, they acknowledge it, they get support, and they talk about how they can support you. So Dr. Ogunsheye actually said is actually is a spectrum disorder, and it disturbs family, that you can start noticing it from the age of 3, and it's come to full manifestation when a child is 5 years. So when you have your child and you expect the child to be saying at some certain stage, to be crawling, and he actually, one good thing I loved about the topic was that, because for me, before I actually went into nursing, when I hear autism, I want to see a child who has anger issue, who show tantrums, you understand? So he actually gave us, he broke it down to 3 stages. He said the first one is abnormality in communication. Some people have severe speech delayed, is other autism. He said the second one is social interaction. The first one is when you notice a child is not talking for their age. Obviously, they're functioning, their brain is functioning, they're 12, and their brain is functioning like 3 or 4. You understand? Autism can be stressful for a mom. My first child has it, and I understand. I'm talking from experience. I understand how it is for the child, for the mom, for the whole family, because they don't have the right word to use, they get frustrated easily. Some of them are, when they're quiet, they don't talk. They just kind of isolate themselves. They don't have friends. It's so difficult. All they want to do is just play a game, be on their phone and do whatever. But trust me, there's support out there. If you want to know more about autism, go to the Your Health Matters page, 30th of June. And it talked about the social interaction. Some kids, they don't like socializing at all. All they want to do is just stay within the clique of their family environments. When you take them out to party, they don't like noise. They play with the same set of toy. They don't like changes at all. When they put their things in a place like this, they want this thing to stay in a place. They don't want anybody changing their thing. Then the third one is actually, that I mentioned, was restricted or repetitive action of interest. Just like what I mentioned earlier on. It was a vast topic that we couldn't finish that same day, that we actually continued on the 14th of July. We treated the second part on the 14th of July, and whereby some parents called in and they were asking questions. I remember one of the caller actually called in to ask about Pico, that our son was actually having problem with this, and people were wondering what's Pico. Pico is actually a situation whereby you realize your child wants to eat non-food. They want to be eating like grass. Even if they see air, they will eat it. Dangerous things that could actually harm them. And when you take it from them, it upsets them. So he mentioned and talked about how to get support and everything. So we actually did that if you want to find more about that, if you go on Your Health Matters page on the 14th of July, is there. And in August, on the 18th of August, we treated anger management. Wow, I love that. I have a clinical psychologist on the phone, Dr. Amy Morris Fuhrman. She's a doctor, but she's actually a psychologist. She actually work in the department whereby they support people with anger issue. They give them therapy. They show them how to kind of, when they find themselves in that situation. She did a good job trying to describe anger. She said it's actually, obviously, because I myself was asking a question on that day, that I get angry, you get angry. So does that mean we all have anger issue? She said no. She said anger is normal emotion. We can get angry. Everybody can get angry. Even the Bible says we can get angry, but to some extent. Whenever you get angry, just discuss it and let it go. You understand? But she said anger is actually an emotion. And she said it's an emotion that comes with urge to do something. That which can be a response to a threat or injustice act, which makes it a reaction. You understand? However, she said, when it's becoming an issue, when you realize you're getting angry at almost everything, you don't even know when to stop, and all you want to do is just fight, harm somebody. I have somebody that said they wake up, nobody has done anything to upset them. And they said they feel like they're just upset. They just feel like punching somebody. You understand? So that is actually an anger issue. You understand? It's an anger issue. And it's actually a mental health condition. You understand? So, there are ways whereby these things can actually affect you negatively. I've seen a lot of people that, due to their anger, they got themselves into problem with the police, and from one thing to another, due to the anger, they were led to prison because they actually did what they're not meant to do. So if you actually need support with anger, please go to the GP, or you can even Google just put Access Team. If you're in UK, if you're in Nigeria, anywhere, there is always therapy. So there's no medication to treat anger, but there is therapy in terms of how to kind of make you, what to do, coping skills to make sure you calm yourself down and talk yourself through out of that situation. So, and obviously, In we actually went to September on the 8th of September. We have a lovely topic in September. And the 8th, we talked about forensic mental health support in the forensic setting. While we were treating the anger issue in August, the reason why we brought the forensic issue in was because somebody phoned in, one of the caller phoned in and asked Dr. Amy a question. Like I said, she's a clinical psychologist. You understand? She's not a doctor. So they asked the question and obviously I have to step in to say, no, that's not our field. That the caller was asking that if people actually have anger issue and they got arrested, is there any support? Because it's a mental health issue. Do they have any support while they're in prison or wherever they are? So then we have to kind of get somebody who is actually a psychiatric doctor who also works in the forensic settings. So then I have the honor to get Dr. Olayiwola Ajileye. So he is actually a physician. He has varieties of specialty. He's a psychiatric doctor, and he works with the forensic. He owns a private mental health institution in UK, Pivot. He's the CEO of Pivot Medical Care. So he did a good justice to that topic. He talked about the statistic of the black kids in prison, because he go there. According to what he said, if you want detailed information, he explained how people has been assessed from when they come in contact with the criminal justice. And he talked about, like for instance, somebody actually gets into fight and they get arrested. You understand? And obviously, because you get arrested, he did lay emphasis on the fact that you have a mental health problem and you go and commit a crime, you'll be punished too. You can't hide under mental health too. You'll be punished. But what he was saying is that for people who have history of mental health illness, it will be put into consideration. He mentioned that people with mental illness are not ignored, even if they commit crime. He said from the point at which they are being arrested and detained, the police under the Criminal Acts Code C subsection 95 to 914, which says that everyone that comes in contact with police who need medical intervention should not be denied to see the medical professional, either because they are injury or they are under the influence of drug and alcohol or any other physical condition. He said before the interrogation, they need to assess these people. They will assess them to ensure that they don't have mental health history. As soon as they realize they have any mental health history, even if you don't have history and you're presenting, you can't fake it, trust me. You can't fake it. They're professionals in that area. If you fake it, they will know. So they will assess you, and obviously if they think you need support, rather than being sent to prison, they will send you to get mental health adequate support in a secured unit. You understand? Pending, that will be determined by the jury or by the judge. You understand? We don't get involved in that stage. So in October, before then, actually, then there was this incident that happened where I live in Bakin and Dagenham. We were, people were talking, and obviously for me, when I talk, I won't prove. And people were saying now there's this couple, they live in Dagenham, they had misunderstanding, somebody stabbed one another, they're Nigerian, they're Yoruba. I say, what happened? How did we get to that stage? If marriage is not working, everybody should go their separate way now. You don't have to kill me, I don't have to kill you. So why do we have to kill ourselves? And truly and truthfully, I actually contacted somebody in Bakin and Dagenham Council. I spoke to one of the managers, and I was introduced to one of these people that works with the MP, and they said it's true that in fact they have cases in Bakin and Dagenham unreported, and the one they mentioned that is actually true. So I said, okay, let's talk about it then. Domestic violence. Why do we kill ourselves? Why do you have to beat me? Mind you, domestic violence is not necessarily like because we are always biased. When we say domestic violence, we always think it's the men that are violent. No. in my years of experience, I've seen some women that are worst. There are bad excuse for a woman, to be honest. There's really, really violent. They're really, really violent. So when we're talking about domestic violence, we're talking about both male and female. So I was introduced to this lovely lady, Amelia Grant. She's actually the Barking and Dagenham Domestic Abuse Commissioner, Continuity Engagement Officer. And I was like, okay, if I bring this lady on the show, it will be like we're talking about theory. We don't understand the pain and how it works. I said, okay, let me get a survivor, in the sense that somebody who's gone through domestic violence and they're out and they're doing fine. So I got in contact with this beautiful lady, Victoria Nyama. Victoria Nyama, we know, all Nigerians know, she's the Nigerian actress before she came to join her husband in UK. She's currently a domestic violence advocate and mental health well-being. She came on the show. She explained what she went through. Man, you need to watch it. Man, you'll be dazed. So, you know, sometimes when we talk about domestic violence, we always think it's actually to some, we think it's actually limited to some culture or to some set of low individuals. No. Trust me, domestic violence, according to, she explained that we need to focus too much on the physical, that obviously when we say domestic violence, we think is only the physical abuse. She said we need to concentrate on the emotional abuse. The speaker talked about the psychological abuse, the financial abuse. The financial abuse in the sense that when you're married to yourselves, you understand. And obviously, sometimes the woman or the man earns a lot. And you actually, as a couple, you do things, you're expected to do things together. And obviously, when these people that actually abuse others, they will make sure, according to the what we all had, me too, I had it too. So the video is there. The people explain that they will kind of in-depth your life. They will make you take loan on your name. They will make you do mortgage together on your name. They will kind of make you go into a lot of debts. And obviously that you'll be struggling to pay. Some people, they will force them not to work. They will want to make them to depend on the other perpetrator so that you can't make a decision about yourself. They determine who you see, who you speak to, where you go. Hold on. Marriage is, according to the two holy Bible, the Quran and the Bible, the two religion, I mean. Obviously, we have more than two religion, don't get me wrong. So I'm talking about the one I know. Marriage in the Christian is saying submit, woman, submit to your to the husband. And he gave the husband criteria to follow. Love. Die for that woman. No. Die that you will not be able to pinch yourself. I love that passage, the way he expresses it, that nobody will be able to use pin to pinch themselves. So the Bible gives obligation to the man and to the woman to follow. But we, in our society today, we focus mainly on the woman. Yeah, she's not submissive. You understand? And I noticed during those days, there is no domestic abuse. I didn't hear that Anobi beats his wife, or one of the Jesus disciples beats their husband. You understand? So there was no rules in any of these things about you leaving your wife or husband as a result of domestic violence. But hold on, chill. This is a new era. We are dealing with new set of people now. Things are different. Well, the essence of that topic is that, look, whether a man or a man is really, if they have problem and the moment, not even physical, not always physical, sometimes it's emotional, it's even more killing, because that one, there is no sign. There is no sign, and so our society does not even acknowledge it. You'll be hearing, even your own people will be telling you, what's the big deal now? Manage it. And according to the statistic, I'm going to go to the statistic that we were given during the show. It said, according to Amelia, she said, the barriers why people actually don't talk and they commit suicide. She said the barriers are because of the stigma. People won't believe me. The misconception of people making it. And obviously, you know now, Some people, as soon as somebody come on the Facebook, you and I, you know what we say now. And there's always a two side to a story, which is true in a way. You understand? So because of our society, the stigma, the bully, the tag on it, people don't want to talk. People just want to die and suffer in silence. But I'm saying to you, quote me, if you're not happy and you're feeling threatening and you think your life is not safe, move out. Move out. You can move out to resolve your differences. And if it's not working, just move ahead. It's better to be a single mom or single dad and to be alive than to actually persevere and you end up under the feet. So in terms of the domestic violence, Vicky actually talked about her experience and obviously the support she got and to limit to the support as well. Because trust me, as soon as you're in crisis, the social worker will step in, especially when you have children. As soon as you're out of this crisis, they think you're not high risk anymore. They will move you to these people called they will move you to this early help intervention. As soon as they think you're coping okay, so what's the next thing? They will move away. So you have to stay strong. What I've realized these days is that people want validation from people. You don't need people to validate or explain your life to anybody. You don't need to explain your life. Whether you stay there and die in that marriage, people will talk. They will blame you. That why did she stay? When the man or the woman was beating you, why didn't you move? Whether you move out, people will start, and she talks about it, he talks about it, cannot even persevere. So whatever you do, people will still talk. So only you, you're responsible for your own happiness. So, and as a result of that, we were like, okay, let's look at the professional perspective, and then we'll move on to the religion views. So my intention then was that I want to bring a pastor and one imam, you know. I want to hear from them to tell us. We want to learn to say, okay, let's actually talk about this current situation. What can you advise, or what do you reckon? Or what does the Bible and the Quran says in terms of domestic violence? While we were planning that, I've spoken to the pastor, I've spoken to the imam, they were getting ready. You know, that was the first part was treated in, the first one was done in, the first one we did, the first one, domestic violence, and we were still trying to, in October actually. In 1 minute, sorry, in October, yeah. So we're planning to go for the second part in September. However, we couldn't in September. Why? That was when we had the issue that happened in Nigeria. The unexpected, unjust killing of the people who are doing their peaceful protests from my own country. They were protesting, no gun, no tear gas, so just expressing and exercising their human rights, telling the government to say, look, we're not happy with the way you're treating us. Look, we want these things to be looked into. Look, we are tired of being of the graduate riding Okada, no jobs, no good roads, things. And before we knew it, before we know what was happening, on the 10th of October, there was this incident that happened that I know you and I will never forget. The unjust killing of the people at Lekki Tollgate. Then we have to kind of change plan, because I looked at the video that was being sent. Some I could not even watch, because to me, I try to keep my sanity. If something is going to be causing me any traumatic stuff, I don't watch it. So I just stay away. Then we say, you know what? For people, imagine, for we just watching the video, we are not there. We didn't experience it. Put yourself in the position of those people who were there live and direct, who saw the killing, just like you're running. It reminds me of when we were in Osu back those days, Ogun State University, when there's any riot or any yawa, and you people are running, and you hear boom, gunshots, and somebody beside you just drop dead. You will run faster. Imagine the trauma those people will be going through. So then I had a lot of emails to say, can we actually support these people and talk about trauma? then we have to change. Instead of us talking about the domestic violence from the religious perspective, then we'll switch it to trauma. So I have Dr. Olatunde Kasim again, and he actually talked about, he laid more emphasis on psychology trauma, and he did a very good job. He defined it. We posted a lot of links, even for those people in Nigeria. Because look, though the issue is still recent, it's just a month or 2 months away, we are saying in the next 5 years, people can still be, like they will still probably be suffering from this incident. You might think everything is fine now. You might think you don't have a problem now. Trust me, come 2 years time, come 6 months time, 3 months time, a year, 2, 3, 4 years down the line, you just realize things are not, you're not your usual self. You don't want to wake up. You feel sluggish. You're not able to concentrate. You're feeling low in mood. All these things will start coming in. Depression, Please, at the end of the day, you just realize what happened at the Lekki massacre that happened on the 20th of October. You're having flashback, replay. Some people will still suffer post-traumatic experience as a result of that issue. So we're like, okay, let's talk about it. And we share link. Thanks to, there's this, my friend, Dr. Oyeyemi. She's actually, she sent me some link and I did share. So if you're living in Nigeria, you need any support with therapy, there are, I'm not there. That's just what I was giving. They said there is free therapeutic intervention that the government is providing. But as you and I know, that country is worth trying. There's no harm in trying. They're not asking you to pay. But if you're in UK or any other country, you can always go to your doctor, GP, get referred. In fact, you don't have to go to the GP if you're in UK. You can just call the IAPT, the improved psychological therapeutic support, and refer yourself. And it's not like anybody will know your business. So we treated trauma, and obviously we treated trauma, and obviously we have people that actually call in to share their experience as well. So that was actually the reason why we stopped at we couldn't bring back the part 2 of the domestic violence. We're still going to look into it. Trust me, we're still bringing it back. So, and that was all. And that was the trauma topic was treated on the 10th of November. Everything I've talked about, I've listed, is on your Earth Matters page. It's a platform on the Facebook that I open for people to be able to willingly, freely express themselves. And obviously, it's a closed platform. It was open before, of more than 2,000 people. It was open before, and I have to take off some people off that platform because I realized what people were using it for. When they do church service, they post the church thing. They know that isn't the aim. Don't forget, other people have their religion that they practice. We have Muslim, Hindus, other religion. So at the end of the day, if you're bringing your church revival and everything on that platform, the aim, the purpose will will not be met anymore. So this is a platform that if you have any tips on health related issue, also people tends to post things, and they put like things underneath. They're selling something. I'm not going to be responsible for that. When I see you selling anything, go and do that on your page. If you want to just promote any health tips or quotes or ask question, you're welcome. And that is why it's a closed platform. If you want to join in, all you need to do is just type in your Earth Matters. You have a lot. But when you see the one with the green and the black logo, we have more than 2,000 followers. You see it. It's been open for more than 2 years, going to 3 years now. You know that is actually the one I'm talking about. Then you can, when you send your friend request, one of the admin will accept it. And so far so good. That is what we've been able to do this year. Thank you so much for everyone who has been supporting this program. Look, I have some people that as soon as we start, you can be sure at least we have 10 viewers we have this thing today. I'm really surprised we had lots of people for the recap. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If I'm coming in here, if I say it's my passion and I'm talking and I'm dishing out information, bringing in, doing all the hard work, the consultant out of the look, I don't pay them all. I don't pay them all at all. I don't pay them, and they're doing all the hard work to research, to actually talk about it, and there's nobody to listen. It's just like a waste of time. So I really appreciate you all, my audience, all viewers, or both on the Dignity Radio station, both on the Facebook, on your Earth Matters, and on Ben TV. I really appreciate all my appreciation goes firstly to all my speakers that they've taken their time out of their busy schedule. They always, whenever I approach them, they are always there to support me. My appreciation goes to all my fans, my viewers, all these people that will share the video, and all those people that will comment, take their time, both from Nigeria, Canada, and everywhere in the part. There was a time we had a call from Bangladesh. A man called about, I don't know if you remember last year, about his son who actually has health issue and is locked himself for days. No one could communicate. We looked into it. We supported them outside the distance. And trust me, we have a lot of emails, a lot of phone calls that we do outside this show. You understand? I really appreciate you. Without you, I wouldn't have the motivation to want to continue. I want to thank NHS Net as well. They did support my program. They sent an email to all staffs to say, if Elizabeth approach you and on our Health Matters program, she has acknowledgements, we know about it, please support her. I want to thank all my colleagues at work, the doctors, the social workers, everyone that always calling on the show to support me. And I want to thank my husband as well, the CEO of Dignity Radio station. Is always there to actually ensure for people who are actually at work or wherever that they listen to the program. You see, I send link. If you click on the radio link, it's audio. You don't have to be on the Facebook, and trust me. And I want to appreciate the CEO of Ben TV and the person of Dr. Alisa Shiyode. I want to appreciate him so much. Because of the lockdown, most of these elderly people, they watch Ben TV. It used to be Scout Channel 458. Now it's Scout Channel 195. You can watch your Earth Matters program on Ben TV, Scout Channel 195, on Mondays every 9 p.m. UK 9 p.m. On Thursdays 9 a.m. UK 9 a.m. for those people who are actually in UK. And obviously, we do it Facebook Live. So you can also watch on the Facebook every time, and obviously you can listen to it on the radio. We send link so that you can listen to it, and if you miss the episode, you can always go back. I want to appreciate all my admin. These people are they really want doing the job. I want to appreciate the admin in person of Modupe, Karen, Newborn, Funlola Ashaye, Adragbemi Densilu, Ayomide Densilu. These people are the ones behind the screen. There's this lady, Yetunde. She's always, these people are the ones doing the background work. You understand? I want to appreciate you so much. I want to appreciate Shola Odeyemi, those people that receive the program and always click like, comment. All of you people, I love you. Then I want to appreciate this, my friend, Lake Konfadeyi. I love you, Lekon. Thank you so much for all you do. He's always there giving ideas, and it was actually the one that said, we can't be doing it on Facebook, Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I thanks all my brothers, all my mothers, all my friends at work, Saf, Abdul. I love you all, I really appreciate all your support. So we are going to close this year, and we're coming back next year. If you think you have any topic you want us to treat, please send your request to info.earthmatters@yahoo.com. I repeat, info.earthmatters@yahoo.com. Hold on a minute, let me not give you wrong email because my head is so full. So the email once again is info.earthmatters@yahoo.com. Please send your request to the emails. If you have any question, any ideas, anything you want us to look into, we are open. We learn. we move. I'm not perfect. I enjoy doing this because you're giving me reason to want to do it. I want to appreciate my boss at work as well. Thank you so much, Olatunde Sanusi. I want to appreciate my colleagues, Olafuyo Jeneye. I thank you all so much. And my manager, Sota, she's been on the program. These people promote and support me. You know, you people are the reason why I continue doing this thing, because you're always there. You always give me advice. Alabake, let's do it this way. Okay, let's go out. Let's do it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. So I wish you a very Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I'm going to come back next year. We have a topic we're deliberating on. I'm not sure if I want to treat it. It's sharing experience. I'm going to seek for legal and obviously experience and advice from people. Is a very delicate issue. When we are through, we'll bring it out. We're cooking something. So please look after yourself. Remember, nobody is responsible for your happiness. Only you. Only you. So make sure you eat healthy, do a bit of exercise, keep yourself safe, wash your hand, and stay blessed. Till then, bye.